Hello, Scorpio. Thank you for joining me today and spending a little bit of your time with me. I really do appreciate it. I know how busy our days are. Okay, so we're going to do a general read today from July 13 to July 19, the week coming up ahead. I always start with a high energy fractal card for these readings, and that will set the energy for the rest of the week's read. So we're going to take a look at the energy that comes through. 11, and that's got, you see the beautiful infinity symbol there, and you've got the purple and the green. Okay, so this may be all about infinite possibilities. Let's take a look, though. It could also be about balance. Number 11, it is infinite possibilities. So this is an exciting week for you, Scorpio. Possibilities might be endless. Your daydreams are the creation of your deepest desires and wishes. While they do hold guidance as to what you're wanting and needing on your path, they also carry a creative force for manifestation. The universe is asking you to allow yourself to dream, to allow the idea that the impossible can be possible. Your greatest wishes in life are a big key to your path. And the entire universe is working with you right now to bring those dreams to fruition. The possibilities of what can be manifested are infinite. Okay, so Scorpio, that is a beautiful energy to have for the week as a focus. You've got some powerful alignment happening that's possible for you right now with spirit in the universe. So with that holds the great power to manifest and bring to our physical form things that you've been dreaming about, things that you've been thinking about. You know, perhaps you've been journaling about something, or a project just keeps coming up in your head and you keep dismissing it. So let's take a look at the energies for this week and the messages to see where you're being affected with your ability to manifest as a co-creator this week, because that seems to be the focus. Okay. Frog spirit, clear the clutter. Coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. And dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion. Okay, so this is a really great progression here. So frog spirit, clear out the clutter. That is physical clutter, and it is mental clutter as well. Sorry, I'm trying to feel and read in the storyline here. Okay, so in the position it was in a protection position, which means that perhaps you've been stuck. You've been stuck with clutter in the mind. You've been stuck with clutter in your space. And, you know, our outer world reflects our inner world. Our inner world reflects our outer world, right? So the suggestion is that you've been closed off and you're having difficulty with manifesting something, with getting something going, or you're stuck because perhaps too many ideas, Scorpio, are traveling through your mind. Perhaps there's too much mental judgment going on from yourself or from others, because self-talk, negative self-talk is just, it's devastating for us, right? We don't realize that, but it's really, it has such a strong and immediate effect. What we tell ourselves is what manifests. So the first message is that maybe there's some things that you need to look at, to let go of, to clear that space physically and mentally, you know, so that you are a more open vessel to manifest those things that are important to you. Coyote spirit, trust in divine detours. So this is sometimes in the protection position, which it is again. What that means is sometimes we get stuck on a path, we get stuck in a focus, and Coyote's a bit of a trickster, you know. In the upright position, it's just being ready to, in case things get shifted, something doesn't quite happen the way you thought, but to just trust that you can get back on track. When it's in the protection position, which is upside down, that means that perhaps you're too focused on having it done one way. So if you're working on a project, if you're in a relationship and you've got boundaries set and there's been some discord around that. It could be anything. This is a general read. It could be a family issue. It could be just personally with you trying to accomplish something that you haven't looked at in a long time. So you've been stuck in that energy of tunnel vision of avoiding. Or it's also that you have an outcome in mind that you're so stuck with, Scorpio, that it's preventing all of the infinite possibilities. Sometimes it's just good to say, okay, we're going to set this aside from this perspective right now. We're going to let that go and look at it from a fresh perspective, right? And that's what this card is all about. It's also about being able to surrender. So you have infinite possibilities. You're a co-creator with spirit. You create this life with the energy of the infinite. It's within us. It's all around us. So perhaps you're, that more humanness, that mental body is really stuck in this one direction, and it's not futile necessarily, but perhaps it's a dead end and it's time to look towards something else and surrender the outcome to the universe, because things come to us. We will get what we need, but it doesn't necessarily come to us the way that we envision it. And at first it might seem like it isn't a gift, but then afterward, when you have perspective, it's always a gift in the way that it comes. So the suggestion here is that that could be what's happening with you. And then again, dragonfly spirit, truth transcends illusion, in that same position. So this message is really clear straight across the board here, Scorpio, that you are a being of infinite possibilities, and you've narrowed yourself down into one focus, perhaps in one area of your life, and it needs to be opened up again. You need to see it from a new perspective, because this, in the position that it was in, is suggesting that something is a bit of an illusion right now. There's something in your life pertaining to a situation, pertaining to a person, a job, an event, something. It's different for everybody, but there's something where it's a bit of an illusion. It's not entirely what you see, and it could be just that you surrendering with something you've been fixated on, having a very definite perspective and boundary about. Perhaps it's time to shift that. Perhaps that's not your truth anymore, because our truth shifts and changes as we shift and change. We are never the same person, the same soul, the same being from one week to the next week, right? So that seems to be the storyline that's happening right now. Let's take a look at one more card to round out your week, Scorpio. And this could be a really great week for a breakthrough of some kind, We have so many planets in retrograde, and Mercury is just going direct now. So communication is much better. It's much more clear and fluid than it's been over the last several weeks. And these planets that are in retrograde right now are giving us the opportunity for all of us to take a look at these things. But Scorpio, this is especially true for you this week. So let's pull this last card, Aquamarine. Go with the flow. Okay. It's funny. I do these readings and it cracks me up sometimes. I mean, you shuffle, you just go, you're not, nothing is planned. It comes out how it comes out, and it all lines up. And it's just beautiful. Like, it's working when it all lines up. So Scorpio, Aquamarine, go with the flow. The green is the healing. That's the heart healing. Go with the flow. It speaks exactly to confirmation that, you haven't been necessarily doing that. You've been stuck a little bit, and it's time to open up to that flow. It's time to give yourself permission to see things from a new perspective and perhaps shift your perception of the truth in some situation. But there's going to be something where there's an illusion about it that's going to become clear if you allow yourself to just go with the flow of how things are and not be fixated on the outcome, right? On the way that it happens. Just trust that it will happen because you are a co-creator. You have infinite possibilities, and this week there's a window for you to really make gains with that. Okay, so Scorpio, Scorpio, my apologies. My brain is just, I'm so focused on these messages. Great. Okay, so we're gonna pull one more card for a message for this week. And here we go. I listen to others without judgment. All people have the right to believe whatever they want to believe. Truth. They have the right to say whatever they want to say. Instead of judging what other people say, I listen and show my respect. So that means to me, within the context of this message, is, you know, again, don't get too fixated on that delivery. Don't get too fixated on being right. Go with the flow. Sometimes, you know, people share and we don't have the same perspective. We're not all the same, and that's okay. You may have your own thoughts in your mind. You may want to express yourself, but sometimes it's not necessary and there's no space for it because sometimes people don't have a listening for what it is we have to share. So we just, you know, with grace, we respect that that's their point of view. We don't need to take that point of view on. And that could connect in here for this week for you as well with going with the flow, Scorpio. So those are your messages for this week, July 13 to 19. And thank you very much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I hope the week flows beautifully for you and you're able to really open up to those possibilities. Thanks again for joining me. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful week ahead. Until next time.